can say I won't bust it on no way. It National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. We provide social protection in case of injuries, sickness, or death. We provide insurance and income. Yeah. Hello, people. This land is growing. If I should die before I wake them up, becoming a people. What you can escape. But with the National Social Security, just to show your family safe. And there's a show you pay. Now who will look for me in the time of trouble? Now who will be there for my family tomorrow? Now who will look for me in the time of trouble? Now who will be there for my family tomorrow?
National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. Your benefit provider. We provide medical benefits, retirement pension, cash benefits, survivor's benefit, invalidity benefits. NASSCORP touches the life of everyone.
Yeah. Think about a future. Look up for me in the time of trouble. Now who will be there for my family tomorrow? Now who will look up for me in the time of trouble? Now who will be there for my family tomorrow? I want so much so big. I can't say I won't bust it on no way. National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. We provide social protection. Because of injuries.
National Social Security and Welfare Corporation.
Touches the life of everyone. Don't just obey. Yeah. Think about a future. Look up for me in the time of trouble. Will be there for my family tomorrow. Who will look up for me in the time of trouble? Who will be there for my family tomorrow?
That's who will look out for me in the time of trouble. Who will be there for me tomorrow. Of course, to our listeners out there, and to all workers in this country, you know that you can always depend, rely on Social Security. We are your benefit provider for the future. Hello and welcome to your favorite program, the NASSCORP Hour. The NASSCORP Hour is a 55 minutes live, informative and interactive talk show designed to inform and educate the public on NASSCORP functions, services, and activities. We are coming to you from Radio Monrovia 92.1 FM, nestling on the east bank of the St. Paul River in Montserrat County, with relays on ELBC 99.9 FM, Liberty Broadcasting Services, Sino 105.5 FM, Laksa Radio Buchanan 92.5 FM, Puma Bomi 106.3 FM, Classic Radio Kakata 93.9 FM, Radio Live Zozo, Lofa County 92.5 FM, and the Voice of Firestone 89.5 FM. As we are all aware, NASSCORP is the shortcut name for the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. My name is S. Dan Daniels, sitting in for your host and presenter, Madam Cora T. Ferguson. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with your favorite informative and interactive talk show, the NASSCORP Hour.
National Social Security and Welfare Corporation.
It's going about tomorrow. Touches the life of everyone. Don't just obey. Yeah. Think about the future. Look up for me in the time of trouble. Now who will be there for my family tomorrow? Now who will look up for me in the time of trouble?
Thank you very much. And welcome back to the NASSCORP Hour, live from Radio Monrovia 92.1 FM. We would like to point out to you the principal objectives of the NASSCORP Hour. The NASSCORP Hour is here to enhance the public's understanding of the nature, functions, and services of NASSCORP. We are here to minimize misinformation and wrong perceptions about NASSCORP amongst the Liberian populace. We are here to promote NASSCORP's work at the community level and amongst the Liberian people. We are here to stimulate payments of Social Security contributions by all institutions operating in Liberia. We are also here to inform employees of their rights to Social Security benefits, as well as their responsibility to ensure that monthly contributions deducted on their behalf by their employers are shared by them and their employers. Also, we are here to disseminate information to the general public on the programs, services, and benefits provided by NASSCORP. A fact of life is, we all know that to earn an income, we have to work. As a matter of fact, with a reasonable income, we can sustain ourselves, our families, and we can save for the future and the important things in life. However, in spite of our best efforts, sometimes the income we make cannot fully sustain us, especially when we are in times of great need. When we have trouble in our lives, we often find out that having a limited income makes it difficult to live and provide for our families. It also makes it difficult to save for the future. While our jobs may sometimes provide temporary assistance, we all know that we need more than just temporary assistance. This is why Social Security is important. Social Security can provide important income protections and safety by coming to your support when you are most in need. Social Security, it touches the life of everyone, and we secure your financial future. Today, again, we are pleased to have sitting in the studio with us one who is not strange to this mark, even though now she holds a higher portfolio at the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. But you've heard her voice in the past, and you are again hearing her voice right now. She is currently the Assistant Director General of Regional Operations. She was here on the show with us last week and opened our minds to understanding the functions and activities of regional operations. She's going to say a little bit more about regional operations today, stressing mainly on the importance of employees making contributions to NASSCORP and following up on those contributions you make while you are yet working. Don't leave work, you'll get retired, then you come to Social Security for benefits. No, even while you are working, when your employer is deducting your money, follow up with Social Security for information regarding those contributions that are being made on your behalf. She will be telling us a little bit more about that and other issues surrounding regional operations. She is none other but your favorite voice, Madam Asadu Cheeks. Madam Cheeks, again, we say welcome to the NASSCORP Hour this Monday.
Good afternoon, Daniels, and thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. So you already know what we'll be talking about today. So, Madam Cheeks, let's just jump right into it. With you, we don't have to delay. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. The listeners want to hear a little bit more about what you do at regional operations. You know, they're always calling from around the country. Oh, I got my claims at NASSCORP. I went to the office, but they telling you, say, in Monrovia. I went Monrovia, but then Monrovia said they ain't got it. Yeah. So I want you to talk about those kind of issues to our listeners this morning.
Sure, definitely. Good afternoon to our well-respected listeners who have been following this program since we started, and even those who are just joining lately. funny enough, the panels, when we, I don't care what we say, right? At the end of the day, the questions we get from the callers, all center on how they can get their money.
I don't lie.
And it is very, very important. And we too take that very seriously. And that's why we thought that it would be good to explain to you why sometimes you may experience delay or what may appear to be like a delay in your receipt of your benefits.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can come from yourself as the claimant. Claimant means you who asking Social Security for your benefit. So I will take my time to just, unpack when you apply for benefit of Social Security, what happens and what will cause you to get it soon or to get it late. Okay? Yeah. So first of all, in the past, we used to receive the request for claims from the entity, meaning the place the person was working, or the person himself or herself. And then before we go into checking the records, because you see, when you apply for your benefits, it's not just to say, yes, I remember I made contribution to NASSCORP, I worked for so and so years. It's for us to be able to verify all those claims that we are making. Yeah. Because when you apply for claims, it's like you say, NASSCORP owes me this. We have to be, on the other end, able to verify, yes, we owe you that, and then say how much.
Abby, I want you to go back and just tell us, you use a big word, verify.
Yeah.
A good number of our listeners don't understand these big bold terms that you both people can use. Yeah. In layman term, I want you to explain that process that you call verify or verification.
Okay. I think I need to drop the English too.
Please
I promise I will do simple English. I'll try and see. So normally what happened, okay, so I was explaining to you what happens in the past, what we used to do. So now we stopped that because when you apply for your benefits to Social Security, when they apply for the benefit, and we go to check the verification, then is to go and check as to whether the months or the number of years that you say you worked with NASSCORP, whether they're true.
Okay. And
if it's true, we'll be able to put that one.
So the verify is to for us to check the number of months that you say you gave Social Security money to keep for you.
To keep for you.
And why is that so important that we need to check the number of months?
It's very important because human beings, all of us get problems daily. If possible, you could really be cheating yourself. Okay. But records don't lie. Because every contribution you make in the records will be there. Right. So if you tell us that you worked for 15 years or 20 years, we're supposed to pay you those number of years. Okay. But what if you work even more than that, but you're giving us those number of years? We have to check that. Or what if you worked less than that, but you're claiming more? So all of those things, and then if we don't check it, it's possible if we're supposed to give you $5 and we give you 10, it's because we didn't do our homework to check Google. Somebody own the money could get affected. Okay. So we have to go there and say, John Brown said he worked for the place for 10 years. We won't make sure. So we got a department that is responsible. Now, let me just walk you through how the claims are received and how they are processed.
At your office now?
At the regional operations level. Okay. So first of all the claims that are made to NASSCORP will start with regional operations, which means nobody in Labrador can just go to 24th Street and go to any office there and say, I come for my money. I put money here, I came for it, right? You can't do it, no. Wherever you are in the Republic of Liberia, we have an office that is close to you. So we ask you to go to that office and ask for your money to that office. Okay? Don't leave from where you can wait Monrovia to come ask for that money. We'll send you back. Okay? Right? So when you go to the office near you in the counties, wherever you are, you will give your name. Sometimes they can come with a file, the folder, the paper like that, all the document inside for them to make the claim, right? Okay. Sometimes the entity, the place they were working will send it, or sometimes the cell will bring it from the cell, right? Now when you bring it, before we even touch that file to work on it, we have to go and check the system to make sure that you contributed. Okay. That's why I like the way you put it, following up on your contributions. So you don't want a situation where you worked 20 years and then you retire, then you come to NASSCORP, then we can't find all your contributions you made. Because maybe you, in those 20 years, you worked to other places where it was possible the people did not make payment, and somebody will be quick to say, oh boy, the person, the employer paid the money and our Social Security is supposed to go after them. Yes, but you too have a responsibility. Okay. The whole thing, a family business. Right. Social Security can help part to play, the person you're working for, the entity, have their own part to play. You yourself.
Who the
Now,
employee, the worker?
You the worker. My question to you is, how come every month you work, but you see they're taking small money for your money? That money that you're supposed to be there for you to go buy a wine or a beer.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that they take it from there every month. Nobody got the right to take somebody money like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see your money not correct, you can't ask yourself, but well, their money is supposed to be $100. But I'm on the $6. Who taking their $4 here? Then you go to your person you're working for, but they $4, who taking it? They will tell you they $4 that Social Security taking it. The government put law together or put program together for us to be able to pay money into it, and at a certain time, say when we retire or maybe when something happens to us, we can be able to get the money or our family. That way you playing your part. Because Daniel said if you don't do it, and let's say we're working with systems, working with human beings. Let's say your place you're working slip through the crack. We don't pick it up to say, oh, they entered here, you pay yet. It means you work for all that time will come, then we have to be going back. If now that you will not get your money or now that you will not get paid, but it means now we can start checking the record here and there. Whereas if you yourself were checking the time you were working, we can go and correct it because you let NASSCORP know that but it been far more now. I know the people.
They're also important, Ivy, because why it's important, sometimes the employer can forget to send the payroll every month.
Thank you.
So some month they can send the payroll.
No.
But if you came to check on your money that you're giving us to keep for you, then when we check, we'll notice that the payroll didn't come for certain months. Then we can tell you can go back to the employer so the employer can send it.
So let me explain that one too. Thank you so much, Daniel, for bringing that up. Now, if the employer, because you see, let me tell you what, NASSCORP, we don't refuse the money because anything can happen to you at any time. And the first thing that will make us to be obligated to you in the first place is your contribution.
Yeah.
So if you did not contribute, then there's nothing even there called a claim or a case. So we will take the money, like Tanya is saying, in the even where we took the money, and maybe there was a problem with the payroll, or your employer did not bring the payroll, and we have teams going out on the field to collect the payroll. But you know how like people will do things. You go there and someone then can even ask you, I used to be a collector before. Okay. They will ask you, but when and you get a check. Jack carry that one there. We're working on the payroll. The payroll thing, and I rush business. We're working. So now, if we don't go up and down, imagine going to one place or for just 1 month. The day you miss that 1 month, it means that payroll will not be in.
Yeah.
But it means that they didn't pay the money.
Okay.
But the thing that will let us know, even though the entity money will be in NASSCORP system, but how will know that money they pay it for you or your friend, you and your friend, that the payroll?
Okay.
So it's very important. Your name will be on the payroll. That's why even when people say, "Oh, I'm registered with NASSCORP, but they cutting my money, that free money," no. As long as your name is on that payroll, even if you are not registered, that money can be accounted for and will be connected to you. The only thing that will happen will be that time that will reach for us to process you now, rather than just go strictly into processing you, we have to register you because you were never registered in the first place. Your employer will only pay you. That's why we're encouraging you on this show now to say, be concerned about your social security matters. Ask your employer, ask your HRO. If you don't have a social security number, they know the procedure, they know the process, they will walk you through it. If you can't get any understanding from them, come to our offices. We're on 15th Street, we're on 24th Street in Monrovia and all the other areas in the region.
Okay, while we on all the other areas in the region, let's give them again, all the time we can do on this show, we can tell them all NASSCORP offices in the county where they are. So let's go all that one again for them.
Yeah. So I think I should mention that when we finish with that one, then I can finish that clean process for them to know.
No, certainly, but we just want them to have an idea that if they're having problem with NASSCORP, they don't have to run to come to the big office in Monrovia on 24th Street, single. They can just go right in the county there and talk with the people who there, the people help them start to solve their problem.
Exactly. So again, the essence of the regional office or offices is to cut down your struggles related to social security business. We want you to suffer. You know what I mean? You have to change ID card. Maybe you lost your ID card or something. Then you got to come from way where the place is Greenville, Barclayville. The transportation. Why you can just stay there and produce your own something because the money, the transportation sale would be too huge. So we put offices. It's not possible to have it in all the individual counties, but we centralize it in a way where you can go there. You can find your office, the social security office, close to you. So for the people in Montserrat County, any social security matter, you got the office on 15th Street down the beach. At the old, at the normal day NASSCORP office, it's been a long, you can't miss it. 15th Street, you going towards the beach, the office there. Then we got another one, which is our head office on 24th Street, and the big office there. All the work from across the region can come for all the different processing. Then we call that Region 1.
The office on 15th Street.
The office on 15th Street is Region 1. It's in Montserrat County. We are fortunate also that our headquarters is also here. That's why we got 2 offices. Now, in the Region 2, that office is in Buchanan. That office in Buchanan takes care of all our beneficiaries from Riverside and Buchanan. Bassel, let me just say, go restricted. So Bassel, Grand Bassel County, and Riverside County, those 2 counties, all your social security matters, you take care of it right in Buchanan City there, around the LBDR. I think when they get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right
so opposite the Cali
School campus.
Exactly. Opposite the Cali School.
On Tottenham Street.
Right there. But you know the place else. So right there, you go there, you don't have to come way more. Imagine coming from Bochise in Riverside or Yapastan or even Cestos, then you can come way more. No. Start in Buchanan and take care of your business there. If for any reason you can come on river, then we'll let you know. But hardly we'll try to take all the responsibility right in our place.
Okay.
That's our Region 2 office, right? Region 3 is in Tottenham City. That will be in Bombing County. So all the counties around there, Bakolu County, Grand Cape Man County, and Bombing County, those 3 counties, your social security matters are taken care of in Tottenham City. We have Ellen Avenue.
Avenue.
You can't miss it. NASSCORP building a farm building, blue and white. You go there, any trouble you got with NASSCORP, people will be there to receive that trouble or that issue or that problem, and they will give you advice on what to do next. In the meantime, they will take on the responsibility to bring your trouble or your complaint or your problem or your issue to Monrovia. They will solve it, then they will get back to you. That's what they're there for. They're there to receive your issues, solve them, and then come back to you with the feedback. So that's our Region 3 office, right? Region 4 is in Marquette County. Kakata City is where the office is. But you know, maybe plenty of you know, Region 4 is the next region to Region 1 in terms of the population, the size, the number of entities. They got plenty of entities there because you know Kakata is a big county, Marquette is a big county, Kakata is a big city, and then there are a whole lot of things going on. So we got our office split into 2. Because we don't want the people to suffer. For example, people coming from RIA, the airport, people coming from all that in RO2 to Marshall, Boyston, that whole Harbill. Why should they go way Kakata to go take care of their businesses there? No. So we have a small office right in the Firestone facility there, the labor office. Firestone labor office, NASSCORP current office there. So all of you who on that side, from RO2 straight to Marshall to airport, all the way from Shell to Harbill there, you don't have to go Kakata to solve your problem. You go there and they will take it to Kakata, then they will bring it to Monrovia. So that's our Region 4 office. And in Kakata City, we are around the courthouse.
Yeah, right around the corner, executive grounds, on the executive grounds.
I hear they say they unpaved the road.
I went there the other day, they paved all the way passing our office going down.
Going all the way, so you can load
the superintendent they're doing well.
So you can even get on the motorbike now, you can load us with your white clothes. You can read there, do your business there anyway, NIA. Okay? For the people in Bong and Lofa counties, the 2 counties, we call the office Region 5. Our office is in Banga City. Okay, they used to be on the Drive.
They stay on the executive drive.
So how they got the palace, right?
The
presidential palace around it.
Right
on the side, you see the office there. Our color is blue and white. White, you can't miss it. So Lofa County people, Bong County people, you check over there and you have your problem solved, and you don't have to come all the way to Monrovia. We know times are hard, transportation is expensive. Region 6 is in Lima County. The entire Lima County is Region 6. And our office in Lima is located in Kanta.
In
the Glen community. So that behind the market area there, so you get to the market, you see the sample, you go way inside there. Not too far from the roadside. I just say way, but you're not far. So you go inside there will be people there to take care of all NASSCORP activities in Nemac County, right there. We don't have a region 7, or after 6 or 7. But those 7, because 7 used to be in Green Chile County, but since the war, that region closed and came back. It's not just to open region, but it's also to look at the activities out there, all those small things. So right now, as we speak, our DG, the Director General, the number 1 man for NASSCORP, is looking into it to see. I can't say much because he has not said exactly what he intends to do, but it's something he's looking in that direction to see whether something like that can be done. So when it happens, we'll come right back on the radio again to tell you, oh, it's not happening. You're in schedule. This is where your office is. So we don't have a region 7, but we have a region 8. Okay? So region 8 is in the real southeast. When it says southeast, Maryland County, in Harper City. That's where the office is. And that region 8 takes care of all our people there in Grand Crew County, in River G County, and Maryland itself. So you can see that we try to bring NASSCORP close to you, so you don't have to go through all those struggles. And then lastly, we have region 9, that is in Sino County, specifically in Greenfield City. It's in Mississippi. Yeah, they left Johnston Street. So I was there in 2008. I went and had it there. So they're on Mississippi Street now in Greenfield. So right there, if you somebody from that end, you will know that place. And then the building too can hide. Take all your NASSCORP business, please. We beg you. Don't come way Monrovia to solve our DCA problem. Or I say my benefit, my clean in up to 9 years, nothing here. So I came Monrovia to check. No. You tell me giving yourself hard time. Anything you want, check right in there. They will tell you, and we got a process in place, Daniel. So when they go to those people, they send the regional offices will send a list to Monrovia on 15th Street because that's where the central office or regional office is. So they will send it there. Then we now will take on getting to the department responsible, like insurance or claims department, and finding out from them. The person check or say they apply. Say 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now, they ain't hear nothing. Any news there? Because by that time, regional operation will finish sending the file over to claim for processing and payment. Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Chief. We will now take a break and be right back.
National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, we provide social protection in case of injuries, sickness, or death. We provide insurance and income.
Hello, people. Oh, this life is gone. If I should die before I wake them up,
you can't escape. But with National Social Security, let's assure your family safe. Benefits you surely pay. Now who will look out for me in the time of trouble? Now who will be there for my family tomorrow? Now who will look out for me in the time of trouble? Now who will be there for my family?
Welcome back to the NASSCORP Hour, your favorite informative and interactive talk show. You know this show is about you, our avid listeners, and the employees and employers of this country. Now we will open the lines, even as we go into our second portion of the broadcast. The numbers to call are 0777 921 921, 0881 356900. Those are the numbers to call to express your thanks and appreciation to NASSCORP. Those are the numbers to call to state your concerns. And we are right on the line. We got in the studio this day, Madam Asato Veil Cheeks, Assistant Director General, Regional Operations, NASSCORP. So while we await your calls, the lines are not open, you can call in. While we await your calls, we will now ask Mrs. Cheeks to tell us a little bit more, now centering on the regional operations activities and the claim processes as regards regional operations.
Thank you. So the first thing that happens is you come tell us that you got money with NASSCORP.
Okay.
The claimant, the person who works, right? So when you do that, then
so let's back up a little bit. The process is like, if my employer put me down, retire me, or I want benefits from NASSCORP because probably I got involved in an accident or injury while I was coming to work or going from work or working.
Yeah.
Now, I will first of all inform the NASSCORP office in my county that I'm living in and working in. Then they will take my name and my social security number and the name of the place I'm working for, and they will send it to you to check whether I got money saving with NASSCORP, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the first step there? Okay.
Yes, so we got a small, I would just say a small office, just so you can understand what we're really trying to say. In Monrovia here on 15th Street,
Okay.
which is also part of regional operation. As a matter of fact, we like to think about it as the hub where all the complaints can come from the regional offices.
Okay.
So let's just say somebody sends in a claim from NIMA. The director in NIMA will receive the claim from that person. It can be from the employer directly, which means your entity will write NASSCOP to say, please pay Daniel his social security retirement pension money because we make contribution for him all the years. They will give us that information through writing.
Okay.
Or you yourself, Daniel yourself can come to NASSCOP office in the region and say, oh, but I was working before, I'm working again.
Daniel, I'm not working again.
Yeah, you're working again. But when you're working, the place you're working at, the people are do it.
Okay.
But if you're not working again, let's say you are 58, 59 years old, you start working. When you turn 60, you can only do the one when you turn 60 now. Let me correct that. So you turn 60, you as a person, if you're not working again, you can write the Social Security office wherever you are and say you want your pension benefit. In that letter, you will state important things, your name, if you got your Social Security number, you put it there, the number of years you work, the places you work, and the time you work there. Now, when you give us that information at the regional office, they will send that information to us in Monrovia on 15th Street. We will send that information to the contributions and record department.
Okay.
Their job now is to tell us, yes, Daniel say he worked for Echo Bank for 15 years. It's true. Go ahead and process Daniel for 15 years.
Okay.
And he worked with Echo Bank. So when you give us that feedback, then the file now that you have all because there are requirements. For example, retirement pension, you're supposed to come with a 2 passport size photo, the letter from either your employer or yourself, and then what we call the earnings record form.
Yeah.
So all those things, then when you send them to us now, then we start to process.
But let me ask one question though, for our people there. Let's say I was 58 years old and I work again. I sit now. It means I not have employer for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I come to you now for my pension. But the place I used to work, that office finished closing down, the people now leave the country. You will still tell me to bring my earnings record history? Because I got it.
No, so let me tell you when we can ask for that record history. So when you come to us for your benefit, you can be telling us, most of the time they will be telling us how long they work and where, right? I think we got a caller.
Yes, there a caller there? Please state your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, my name is Augusta. Thank you so much. I'm calling you from my resident in the Redlands.
Yeah, Mr. Flomo.
Yeah, okay. I have a concern I want to report of.
Please.
Yes, I'm retiring from Baba Moto Corporation / ASCO here in Monrovia. I will retire along with one of my colleagues, Caldwell. And we went through the hotel document to NASSCORP on the 50th Street office, and it was accepted on January 10th. And they told us 3 months I want to hear about them. So we, after 3-4 months going here, went there, and so they met our document, and then they called us on May 7th. To go on May 7th to go to get our number to LBDR. And we kept the number to LBDR on May 7th and came back to the district office where we did single printing and authorizing, single printing and everything. And they told us to come and wait, but we're waiting over 1 month now. So that's my concern.
Yeah, you waited over a little of 1 month, but we'll soon get back to you. When we call you now, so you finish doing everything. You came, you brought your pension paper there, you went to the bank, you open your bank account, you take your fingerprint, right?
Yeah.
Now, all we're doing now, the process we go now, we checking your money there, your contribution, so we'll be able to pay you. So I show before the month end, NASSCORP will call you. Am I right, Madam Chief?
Yeah, you're right. Because if he has reached that level, there should be nothing that will stop him from receiving his benefit. And then I always like to add, My brother, yes, you're right, you might be, or might have waited for about a month now, but I just want you to tell me about the queue, the number of people that we're dealing with.
Okay.
Monthly, we're talking about thousands of you. So probably you will be the next in line, and it's not that you've been forgotten or that was the end of your process. So like Daniel said, definitely you should be ready. You should be good by the end of this journey.
Okay. Yes, caller. State your name and where you calling from. Okay, the numbers again to call is 0777 921 921. The other number is 0881 356900. Call and put forth your concerns. Yeah, Avi, let's go ahead and talk NASSCORP thing.
So I was saying when that happens, so I've taken you now from when you make the claim, when you made a claim already, meaning the beneficiary or the claimant made a claim already, what we can do. So we have to confirm that you made this contribution. Once we do that, your file begins to go through the process. At the level of regional operation, we have to check all the information you provided to make sure that the benefit that you're claiming, match or matches your requirement in there. If we see anything that not correct, we'll say, oh, you're supposed to bring this, or you're supposed to bring this form, or this ID card, or this, and we'll let you know. Now, holding everything constant, which means you communicated with us on time, and we also did our homework on time, we should be able to process you between 4 to 6 weeks. But where the delay can come from is, for example, while we're looking, when we say process, we're taking the file from one level to the next. So when we finish checking that you not made a contribution, they got to calculate that contribution you made. We can't just pay you that, we have to calculate, right?
Yeah. Yes, caller. Your name and where you calling from? Yeah, can you state your name again? Abba Bernard. Please. Okay, Abba, please go ahead and state your concern.
Yeah. Is it possible that you can still the article?
No, Madam Chief, you respond for regional operation. His question is, can you be working the collecting social security money from you and you do not have NASSCOP ID card?
Yes, because I found when everything you are working with, you will be special on the people because we are free NASSCOP for you, but you don't have an ID card.
It's not supposed to be that way. And that's why I'm happy you are asking as a participant of the program, and hopefully those who are listening, once you are working anywhere and contribute, when you're contributing, you mean yourself bringing the money to NASSCOP, but it just means your office you're working for or working with will take your money and send it to NASSCOP on your behalf. When you see that happening to your paycheck, it means that office is registered with NASSCOP and they're making contributions. So you, as the employee, are supposed to be registered too. And to be registered is to fill our form 2. There's a phone call form 2, a registration of employees, that you will put all your basic information on it. That's what NASSCOP will be using to communicate with you in the future. Because that form will also tell us where you live, who are your dependents, whether you married, the places you worked before. It's a very important form. So for you to just be contributing and you don't have, you're not registered, because first thing first, if you don't have an ID card, 2 things: either you're not registered or you lost the ID card.
Yeah.
So but if the extreme would be you're not registered at all, then it's a problem. You have to ensure that you receive the form 2 or the employee registration form from NASSCOP or from your employer and have yourself registered.
Yeah, is there somebody on the line? Please state your name and where you're calling from. Hello?
Yeah.
Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my late
Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from one country.
Your name.
Solomon.
Solomon who?
Solomon where?
Yeah, Mr. Ware, please go ahead.
Yeah, is this national program?
Yeah, the NASSCOP Hour.
Yeah. My father my father died. Really died
She stay around. Oh.
Yeah, she stay around. I've sought I did all my information, and since then I did my information, and the one get one step from NASSCORP. One step allowed by NASSCORP. I stand one hour of fighting with NASSCORP.
Solomon, wait small. Wait small, let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
What year was it that you made request for benefit after your father died? What year was it?
I was in 2023.
2023.
Yeah.
How old were you at the time?
I was a little bubble. I thought that if the letter would get to me, the letter was to get to my brother. So I went back to school, I put my work photo, gave it back, and I did that which was not ready. From Tondu, making my country, I did everything that the tailor was to get the letter. I came, I went on Nashville. I ran after that thing for so many years. I think one step from there. But after one of my now as I see now, the guy that beat me down. I get this to that photo to bring this up. But that money is not
But Solomon, that money is important. But you know what confuses me with your complaint is that you came to Social Security, you know you're supposed to get money for your brother there from Social Security when your father died. Then you just go back in the interior, you sit down there because you came to Social Security the first time, you came the second time, you won't follow up. The people from Social Security didn't tell you nothing. You say you run after it, you hear nothing. No. So Solomon, why your uncle told you now? It's so good you have somebody working with Social Security. What did your uncle say?
The uncle when I tell you to get the document, I get all the necessary information today.
So you know Solomon, what I will do for you?
No.
I will call you after the show.
Okay.
I just hope the information you're giving me, the correct information. Because you got family working with Social Security, even though that's not the important thing. Once somebody got benefit at Social Security, Social Security will give that person that benefit. But to say you hear how it happened, you came 2-3 times, nobody tell you nothing, your uncle he said nothing to you, just go sit down. I got to call you after the show. So I'll make you the first caller. After the show, I will call you back to get more information from you regarding your complaint you hear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's important. But Avi, before we take another call, I want you to talk about this.
I wanted to clear that a little bit because you see, sometimes this can lead to misinformation.
Okay.
Somebody out there is saying, oh, the man have all his documents together and they still pay the man.
How?
These kinds of cases, that have to do with, for example, siblings and children receiving benefit, there are a whole lot of complications around it. For example, some of the contributors, in this case, his father, may have segments of children. And if you were to go in that matter, you realize that it was not just one set of children we're dealing with. Now, for example, if the main record show that he had 5 children, and we see 3 with pay the 3, but there will be processes around that. For example, we will need records of proof because we have to pay the children below 21 years.
Yeah, 21 years.
If they're still in school. So if the child is 18 and they say they're still in school, we will need school record.
Yeah.
Say maybe the grade sheet or the ID card or something. To get these people to bring these extra requirements can be war. And sometimes they will delay forever. Some of the children will even pass the age. And in some instances, depending on what the case is, we do pay them still. Why? Because when the claim was filed, the child was within the age range.
They qualify.
Okay, so once your requirements are met, we definitely pay you. But if you don't, we cannot perform.
No, I'm going to follow up with Solomon because Solomon says something very serious.
And I would be really glad to hear from you what his story is.
No, I
you will realize there were some hitches in between. They probably were supposed to do something they didn't do.
Because he had a family member working with NASSCORP and he said nobody doing anything.
It's not possible. But our family members will run after the case for him.
Certainly.
So let him be. He probably when you speak with him off air, he will give you the actual story.
Yeah, the actual story will come out. Yeah, is there a caller on the line? Please state your name and where you're calling from. Your name and where you calling from? We are not hearing you.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I am James Escobar. I'm calling from Belafam.
Yes, Mr. Koklo. You one of our regular callers, Mr. Koklo.
Yeah, last time I called you and I complained, you said you were going to call me, but you did not call me, and today I'm calling. This is my complaint.
Yeah.
Since February, I have not received my benefit yet. Even though I have some problem, I should work for another company. They told me to bring citizen ID card, so I'm planning to bring for the citizen ID card, but eventually, since March, I have not received it. I have renewed my ID card.
You renewed your ID card in February and March.
They only paid me February.
Since so you see, since February, we paid January, February, then since February.
March.
So you're talking about March, right?
Yeah, March up to this date, I have not received anything.
You went to the bank,
Yes.
and did you take the bank statement to NASSCORP to show that we had not paid you?
Yeah, I opened an account there, and I went to pay the account since March. March.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, Brother Koklo, I will call you back after the show, pick up information from you. But you said you called me the other day. Was it on the show, or I call you back and you send me your particulars, you send me your information?
No, you did not call me back. You only told me say you were going to call me, but you did not call, so I'm calling.
Oh, so Mr. Koklo, I'm going to call you back right after the show. If I did not do so the last time, I'm sure I call everybody back, but sometimes not there your phone. But I will call you back.
Koklo, man, when we're in the car together, like you said, you calling the line off.
That's what exactly.
I remember that you said, "Oh, I'm calling this man, his line."
So, Brother Koklo, I will call you back right after the show today. Get information from you because you ought to be getting your benefits, and I can show you when I get your information. We'll follow up. Maybe we have sent the money, and you have not yet received the alert from the bank, and you're waiting to receive the alert from the bank. Because you sound like a regular beneficiary.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. So I will call you back to get your particulars and do a follow-up at NASSCORP offices today, yeah?
Okay, I'll receive your call.
You're welcome. Hello? Your name and where you calling from?
From William Satana.
Yes, sir.
Is this Manaka?
This is Radio Monrovia 92.1 NASSCORP Hour. But you're on the NASSCORP show. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey. I have a problem with NASSCORP. Since I was there last year.
He moved away from
Mr. Tamba? Mr. Tamba? Please cut your radio off. Yeah, Mr. Satama, just call your radio off. I can hear you. Talk to me on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, just turn the radio off.
I will okay?
Okay. Mr. Tamba, cut your radio off now.
Yes, I'm watching out the video.
Okay.
Yeah, same last year I was with them. And then gave me the true CSA.
Okay.
My name on the payroll up to February, but they took my name up. I've been going to NASSCORP, doing that everything, and after two interest, this, that, all kind of thing, give them statement, so then, when I call, I can't hear anything better.
Okay, so Mr. Satama,
yeah.
Let me call you back after the show, yeah?
Okay.
The line breaking in between, I'm not really getting your story. But I will call you back after the show.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Is there another caller on the line? Please state your name and where you're calling from. Your name and where you're calling from. Hello?
Yeah, afternoon.
Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Marumala, calling from Canada.
Yes, sir. Mr. Marwa, I hear you.
Yeah, my concern is I'm working with BNC, one money company.
Yeah.
Send the left, send the wall, and I'll work to another area around here. So I don't know how I can get benefits from NASCORP.
So you got to visit our NASSCOP office in Kakata, Mr. Moluba. And you are with Social Security at the time?
Yeah, I was working with BNC, one money company.
Yeah, so I want you to visit our NASSCOP. You been to our NASSCOP office here in Kakata?
No. And I'll go there.
Please visit our NASSCOP office in Kakata.
Okay, thank you very much for the information.
You're welcome, sir. Hello? Your name and where you calling from? Your name? Yeah, Mr. Kekula.
Yeah. Okay, I will find
Yes, sir.
Can you put a radio?
But you gotta cut your radio off, Mr. Kekula, so we can hear you.
That's my feedback.
I had a program, so the money didn't me, and I don't receive it. I didn't get the amount of it.
Okay. So you thinking when you turn 60, what you gonna do it, eh?
Yes, I want to ask yourself this because I'm sitting there,
When you turn 60, just come to us.
I'm gonna come, but you'll tell that to me.
No, you must come because you're not working right now. You see the people redundant you. The people redundant you, so right now you're not working. So when you turn 60, you just come straight to us. Go to our office in Kakata, right to the labor union there. Because you say you live in Dolotown. Dolotown not far from Abel. So you go right to the labor union. We got a small office there. You go, you will see the people. Don't worry, Mr. Kekula, don't worry. We will do it. I thought you say when you turn 60, yeah, you must come. Is there a caller on the line? Hello? Your name and where you calling from? Your name? Mr. Ure. Now, if you're listening, well, thank you for asking, Mr. Ure. Madam Chief, just talk about it, but she will go over it again, you hear? Whether you will put in for your retirement benefit or your employer will put in for it, she will go over it one more time. Okay.
So it depends on what the situation is. So, Mr. Ure, if you are working and you turn 60, you are actively working and you need to leave or you go to work. Your employer, the person you're working for, put you down and say, oh, you be 60 now, we'll send you to NASSCOP for your pension benefit. The employer will be responsible to write us. But let's say you were not working before you turn 60, but you know somewhere along the line you are working, you make contribution to NASSCOP. You yourself can write NASSCOP and say you want your benefit. So it depends on what really the situation is.
Okay. Is there another caller on the line? Do we have another caller? Hello?
Hello.
Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Mr. Christopher Jones. I'm calling from the Portland Road.
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, I have a problem with my payment of NASSCOP.
Yes, sir.
I'm a beneficiary of NASSCOP.
Yes, sir.
And I read that sometimes I received a letter on the 15th of the month. For last month, I received a letter and up to the person. And when I was asking why is it that I let your account and I receive mobile. They can come on the Facebook. That's what I'm the Facebook. But from that, I'm not up to present.
Okay, so listen to what Madam Cheeks will say about that. Yeah.
He said he receives mobile money, right?
Yeah, he receives mobile money.
Yeah, so two things. One, sometimes it can be technical problem. All or two mobile money. Sometimes they can send you the money, the alert will not come, but the money there. But if you not check and no money there, then it means maybe the money will not send. That way, we already got your information. We can call the office after the program and say, call your name, and if possible, get your social security number from yourself and send it to the office and say that you have mentioned on the program that since, May, you have not received your money. Because yes, you get that alert around the 15 or so. It should not be beyond. But then sometimes they can send it and the alert will not come, but the money is there. So we have to know what really is the problem.
So what Mr. Jones needs to do is to check to find out whether he has received money, even though he has not yet seen the alert.
Yes, that's why I said. So go in the system itself and see whether the money is there. If it is not, then we can follow up now as to why you have not received your money. Or you didn't receive it by the 15th of May.
Whatever the case is, I will call him back after the show
Okay.
to gather a little bit more information from him.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, we want to say thank you to Madam Cheeks and a last word.
Yeah, briefly.
Well, I'm saying last now, just for now.
For the oh God. So just to say that NASSCORP has all her activities decentralized across the country, which means scattered all over. So you don't have to go to one particular place from another place. So you can just go right where the office is in your area. And we want you to really take advantage of that and stop, struggling to come to solve simple problems that you have with the corporation. Also, make sure that you are aware that your contributions are sent when they are taken from you to NASSCORP. To do that, you will have to be checking yourself, for example, with your employer, and then also using your social security ID to check with NASSCORP as to whether your contributions are really coming into us. And that way it can save you future problems when you reach the age of retirement. So we don't have to be asking you to go, because we can ask you to go when we check in the system and your contribution and say, well, maybe it was made. So you have to now prove to us that it was actually made. You don't want all that at the end when you're supposed to be relaxed and receiving your benefit and having fun. So work with us today to solve all of the future problems that will cause you headache in receiving your benefits.
Thank you very much, Madam Cheeks, for being with us this afternoon. We want to thank you to all our partners who are relaying and broadcasting this program, simulcasting this program even right now. To all our listeners and those our callers who have concerns, we say thank you for calling in and stating your concerns, asking your questions. We want to thank the management of Radio Monrovia and the young men here in the studio who have been of great assistance to helping to bring this program to your homes and offices. We also like to thank TLC for the partnership with NASSCORP in carrying this program live on Facebook. Thank you, everybody. Until we meet next Monday, this is S. Dan Daniels on behalf of Madam Cora Taylor Ferguson for the NASSCORP Hour.
National Social Security and Welfare Corporation.
Please take it in now.